Welcome to the Red Angus Show here at Beef Expo. Just a single entry June-born heifer in this class to lead the thing off with, but a really high quality heifer, a heifer I really appreciate a lot about. She hit me hard when she comes in. She shows us a lot of shape to that rib and spring, really bold sprung about her. We look at her when we get behind her and we start to study the skeletal width and width through her pins. It's just really impressive on a heifer that young, and then we ask to set her in motion, and she's every bit as flexible and sets a nice big foot to the ground. Heifer that offers a lot of things for us, has a lot of longevity, one that could be a great addition to any herd. Look her up tomorrow and you won't go wrong. A nice pair of March heifers to come in this second class, and a pair of heifers that both of them has got a lot of good in them. We appreciate the capacity and the depth in both of these heifers, the length of body. I'm going to go ahead and use the little darker colored heifer to win the class. I tell you what, when you look at this one from the ground up and you start to study the size of that foot that she puts to the ground, the flexibility in that pasture, and then we start to notice where that neck comes out of that shoulder at, and it's really high and fancy. Just a heifer that combines an awful lot of good things, and the kind of the combination heifer that I like a lot. Not to take away from this heifer, because that is a wonderful brood cow prospect as well.
This is Class 3 in our Red Angus Show. We have lot number 7, which is brought to us by Griffin Red Angus with GNRA Miss Mulberry 926. And lot 8 also from Griffin Red Angus with GNRA Miss Mulberry 924.
Really nice pair of February-born heifer calves in here that tell you what, if you're buying them, you can't go wrong either way. And these two gentlemen did remind me that they're both sired by the same sire. So easy to see, he stamps them out, and he darn sure makes them nice. I'm going to go ahead and use a little darker colored heifer to win the class. For me, she's just a nickel's worth fancier than maybe the other heifer, but that's sure not to take anything away from the brood cow potential that they both exhibit. We sure like the length of body, we like the length of spine, we like the levelness of hip out of them. They're good-footed heifers that can stand the test of time and make you a lot of money down the road.
Coming in next will be lot number 4. We'll have Class 4, lot 18, brought to us by Nolan Red Angus. Is Nolan's Miss Roxy G17. We will have lot number 31 from Walnut Springs Farms with WSF Isabella 9003 16G. And lot number 1, which comes to us from Barnes Family Cattle with Barn Felicia.
really nice class of these last class of February heifers, and there's some give and take out here, but there's 3 heifers that I really like, and I think anybody could be proud to own. There is some give and take in them. I'm going to use this young lady's heifer to win this class, and I think, well, I know she is the most three-dimensional heifer out here, and maybe that's kind of an odd comment, but she puts a lot of things together in terms of shape of her rib and some spring of rib. Really, really fancy and chiseled out of that jawline when she gets that head up and them ears forward. Just can give you a really cool look, and then sets in with a lot of capacity and has that brood cow look. One I sure think we could probably build a program around if we needed to. Definitely not to take anything away from these other heifers. They bring a lot of good to the table, a lot of cow power potential in both of those, and I wish you all the best tomorrow.
Coming in the ring next, we have Class 5, lot number 35. Comes to us from Wangan Cattle Company with Wangan Emily 905. And lot number 3 comes to us from CB2 Cattle Company with CB Sarah Bell 205G.
Another really good pair of January born females to come out here. I'm going to go ahead and use the little maybe bigger framed heifer to start the class, but I tell you what, she's a heifer that shows us an awful lot of capacity and center body dimension. We like the flexibility down in that pasture and the way she sets that joint back into her. The foot shape and size that she shows us, I think, is just really, really important. One that I think if you're sitting ringside and your market is selling bulls, this is probably one you really need to take a look at in terms of being a brood cow mama and a bull producer. She sure has that look about her, like she could make one that's awful powerful, awful good in their design and structure. We certainly like the heifer that comes out in second almost equally as well.
Coming in the ring next, we'll have Class 6, which will consist of Lot 10, brought to us by Hine Cattle Company with HCC Flower 917G. Lot number 28 from Ulrich Red Angus with Ulrich Baroness 1904. And lot number 15 from JVM Cattle and James Red Angus with JRA 378.
Another nice class of January heifers here, and before we start, for all you buyers sitting ringside, I do want to make a comment on the deeper cherry, more cherry red heifer in the class. She had the misfortune the other day of when she come off the trailer, she hit a patch of ice and went down pretty hard, and maybe isn't feeling just quite as chipper as what she was when she left the farm. They certainly know that, and they're still proud to bring you an awful good female. She is going to sell. They're going to consider her sound, knowing that she's going to heal up and be just fine for you guys. Just one of the products of living in Iowa in the winter. Just she had the misfortune. I'm going to go ahead and use the young lady's heifer out here to win this class. She's a heifer that in my mind just has that beautiful brood cow look about her. That neck comes out of that shoulder just exactly where we'd like it to be, just flat and angular, just really, really pretty. She's got some depth through her heart girth, and when we set her in motion, she almost oversteps her stride and does it just so elegantly. It's a big foot. It sets right down there, just as beautiful as you can watch one of those that you know when you set her in the pasture. She's got the longevity to run out 15 years and still be raising you some awful good ones. Really high quality heifer to win this class, and actually 3 really nice heifers in the class as well.
Coming in the ring next will be Class 7 and a single entry in this class. We have Lot 11A. Comes to us from Hine Cattle Company with HCC Cresta 875F.
Got a beautiful December-born heifer. It's a single entry in this class, but a heifer that, you know, really, really, really could stand an awful lot of competition. We talk about center body depth and capacity. This heifer puts it together. The other thing I appreciate about this heifer an awful lot, we start looking at her from them brood cow traits, and the size of this heifer's vulva is just absolutely phenomenal, and them kind always breed up easy. They breed back every year. They stay in condition good. Just a kind that really makes nice brood cows, easy keeping, easy fleshing, the real functional kind of cattle.
In this class, and it's class number 8, we have lot number 2 comes to us from Barnes Family Cattle with Barn Fergie.
Another good single entry in this September class here, and a heifer that truly could stand an awful lot of competition. And I tell you what, if any of their youngsters are sitting around and are looking for one to show that gets you into a little bit different division in that fall division, take a look right here, because she's sound, she's correct, she's functional, yet she's pretty and stylish in her design. She really just blows me away in terms of the shape that she shows me in that forerib, carries it all the way back through that hip structure. Just a heifer I really, really like, think the world of, and you darn sure can't go wrong taking a look at that one.
Coming in the ring next, we'll have class number 9, and another single entry in this class will be lot number 22. Comes to us from Shady Hill Red Angus with SHR 887F. As we're getting ready, as we're nearing the end of our heifer show, we need all first pace heifers to line up over here behind me where Mike is directing you.
This heifer here is maybe a little different age than what we see most of the time. She's actually a July, but they kind of did the right thing, and she's bred up for an early fall there in August. So a really easy fleshing, really functional kind of a female, one that it looks to me like she's going to darn sure stay in condition. Her whole life, should get out and milk well, really do a nice job as a brood cow prospect.
Our final class on the female show will be class number 10. And another single entry, we have lot number 24, comes to us from Tim Johnson Cattle with TJC 124Y, Franzia 871F.
Just got one spring-born bred heifer in this division, but whew, man, she's a salty one. Really, really good. We like the way she puts that foot down. We like those joints. She's getting close enough to Kevin. She's starting to make a bag. We can kind of see what that udder is going to look like, and sure looks like she's going to have 4 nice teats that are kind of placed where we like them to be. She's easy fleshing, nice in her design, just a really good, high-quality female, one that I'm sure can probably raise this calf that's in her belly, breed right back, or go straight into a donor program as well if she needed to. So if you're in the market for bred heifers, there's a really high quality one that's coming to you.
Coming in the ring next, we will select our champion, Red Angus female. Once he picks your champion, and depending on the class, we will pull the second place heifer out of that class in. So be on the lookout and be ready to step right in there. Hey, Mike Hine.
First of all, let's go ahead and show a round of appreciation to these wonderful heifer exhibitors out here. You know, I think this is just a really high-quality set of females end to end, and it's a wonderful time to have a high-quality set of females. I think a lot of times as cattle men and women, we do a phenomenal job of feeding some of these animals to maximize their genetic potential. Some of the exciting things that we've seen lately in the ag industry with some of these new trade agreements, I think as a population, we're going to get the opportunity to try to feed the world's people to maximize the human genetic potential as well. And that means supplying high-quality protein in the form of beef to the world as a whole. When we trace that back, it goes right back to the seed stock business. It goes right back to that great mama cow that's out there doing her job. All those great herd sires stem from great mama cows. There is a lineup of heifers out here that can fit that bill. As breeders, my hat's off to you. You guys have done a phenomenal job. You've brought a wonderful set of females for the buyers to evaluate tomorrow. You need to be proud of them. They're functional heifers. They're heifers that'll work in a lot of situations, a lot of scenarios. They'll work for a long time. They're going to put pounds on the scale, red meat on the table, and cash in your pocket for years to come. With that in mind, let's give them another round of applause. I'm going to take another look through them. We'll find you a champion and a reserve.
Your grand champion female comes out of Class 10 and is lot number 24. Comes to us from Tim Johnson Cattle with TJC 124Y, Franzia 871F. And there was no second in that class. Your reserve champion female is lot number 2. Comes to us from Barnes Family Cattle with Barn Fergie. Now we'll move into our bull show. Class number 11 will have a single entry in this class. It is lot number 36. Comes to us from Wangan Cattle Company with Wangan God's Eye 915.
It's a really nice March-born bull calf to go ahead and start the bull show off with. A bull that I really, really like, and I like his type and his kind and his design, and puts a lot of things together. He's really correct in that neck placement relative to the rest of his skeleton. He's got a big old rib in him. He's kind of got a big old hind quarter in him, a nice foot. Just a bull that does a lot of good. He's a bull that I tell you I could see running out on red Angus cows and helping there. And he's a bull I could probably also see running on red Simi cows and making some awful nice half-bloods there as well. So if you're in the market for a bull, that one there, I don't think you're going to go wrong by any means taking him home with you.
Coming in the ring next, we'll have class number 12. And 4 bulls in this class. Lot number 34 comes to us from Walnut Springs Farm with WSF Grayson 6129 627G. Lot number 23 from Shady Hill Red Angus with SHR Tommy Jack 911G. Lot number 9 comes to us from Griffin Red Angus with GNRA Mulberry 909. And lot number 29 from Ulrich Red Angus with Ulrich Razor 1929.
4 really, really nice February yearling bulls that have come out here to us, and I think any one of these can be bought with confidence. There's quite a little bit of spread here. There's darn near a month of age difference, but when we start looking at these bulls and putting some thought to where their weight per day of age lands, I think they're all just exactly right in their growth curve and doing what they need to do from a performance standpoint. Then we start to look at the really important features of a herd sire, and they've all got really nice testicular development on them at this stage of the game as well. I'm going to go ahead and use the older bull in the class to win. He's a bull that combines a lot of things I like, and not pieces that we don't see in the others, but a bull that just puts it together very nicely. Center body dimension, depth, capacity. But where this bull really hits me hard is when we set him in motion. We look at where that foot strikes the ground. It's just ultra correct. It's a bull that's built for the long haul, has a lot of longevity, a really good herd sire prospect right here in this February calf.
Coming in the ring next, we will have Class 13. It consists of Lot 37 from Wangan Cattle Company with Wangan One of a Kind 904. Lot number 30 from Ulrich Red Angus with Ulrich Benelli 1919. And lot number 12 from Hine Cattle Company with HCC All In 907G.
There's three really complete January bulls out here, and a little bit of give and take in their type and kind, but three very useful bulls that can go to a variety of programs and do a lot of good. I'm going to go ahead and lead the class off with a bull that's maybe a little bit different than what I typically gravitate towards. But I tell you what, this bull, when he came in the ring, hit me for one trait, and it's his length of spine. And in today's cattle industry, sometimes I think it's something that we don't talk about enough anymore that we used to. And but you know, when you sell cattle by the pound, and as seed stock producers, most of those commercial guys that are buying our product from us are definitely selling cattle by the pound. And when we sell cattle by the pound, the easiest way to make them cattle way up heavier is to make them longer. And this bull that wins this class is an absolute freight train in terms of length. And darn sure got some nice muscle shape to go with it. He's got a good set of testicles on him. He's a bull that can travel some country, and we just like his structure, but it really came down to length of side, and it's just impressive. He's not to mention, he's the heaviest bull in here, the heaviest weight per day of age bull as well, and it's simply that length that brought it there. So really nice bull that comes to the top of this class.
Coming in the ring next, we will have Class 14. They consist of Lot 21 from Nolan Red Angus with Nolan's Cruiser G12. Lot 20 from Nolan Red Angus with Nolan's Santana G11. Lot number 16 from JVM Cattle and Allie James with Allie 64. Lot 14 from Hine Cattle Company with HCC Double Down 904G.
good class of January bulls, and I apologize if you thought I took a little more time. That's just a testament to how much I like all 4 of these out here. The bull I'm going to lead the class off with is the most capacious bull in the class, and with that, he's also the youngest and the highest performing bull in the class. So it just comes back to real-world traits is what brought him to the top. Really a soggy-sided one, and one that if you're going to keep some daughters out of, right there'd be one to do it. Just love this bull's capacity, his depth. I appreciate him when we set him in motion. I sure appreciate the way he's added pounds to the scale as well. Really nice bull. Make sure you guys check him out tomorrow when he comes through the sale ring.
Coming in the ring next, we will have Class 15 and a single entry in this class with Lot 13 from Hine Cattle Company with HCC Fast Track 874F.
Well, I spoke a little bit about red meat and the ability to produce high-quality protein when we was talking those champion heifers, and guess what? That logic carries right straight over into these bulls. Here's a December-born bull, folks. He's the largest ribeye bull in the offering tomorrow, and that should come as absolutely no surprise when you go and look down this guy's top. You stand behind him and watch him track out. This thing is just incredibly wide-based, wide enough that I don't know that he's going to fit down most cow paths. He is a truck. So if you need to add meat and muscle to one, right there's the bull that'll do it.
Next in the ring, we have Class 16, and a single entry in this class is lot number 27 from TLC Livestock Services with TLC Fight Night 1025F ET. We'll have one more class after this, then we need all of our first place bulls to line up over here as we'll select our grand champion bull.
Oh, we just got a single entry in this fall-born bull class, but whew, man, I tell you what, he's a smoking good one. That really, really pretty and eye-appealing bull, but yet combines that with a lot of muscle and mass and capacity, a huge foot underneath of him. We set him in motion. He's a bull that can just really get it done and walks well, hits his stride, one of those that'll cover miles to cover cows for you. And it doesn't hurt that he's that nice deep cherry red that we all like so much. Just a beautiful bull. We stop and it's just as pretty as a picture, guys. Right there is a true herd sire, and one that you're definitely going to want to be on the lookout for when he hits the ring tomorrow.
Coming in the ring next, we'll have our final class in the bull show. Class 17 is lot number 25 from Tim Johnson Cattle with TJC 205Z, Frank 892F.
We got another single entry fall-born in this class, and once again, a calf that will just stand an awful lot of competition. We get back, we talk about that length of spine thing, and here's another bull that brings just a tremendous length of spine to us. You like the way he sets that front end into him, and he gets out and he moves well. Just a really nice bull that we like his shape and his dimension, his length. Bull that brings a lot of things to the table and offers us a lot in a really nice package. Let's go ahead and put our hands together for the breeders that brought you a wonderful set of Red Angus bulls out here today. Yes, first of all and foremost, I want to go ahead and thank Mike and Mark and the entire association for inviting me out today. I've had a blast. It's been a lot of fun. I'll be honest with you, I spent the morning over in the semi-aisle selling our own bulls, and it's kind of a dream come true when you can spend the morning selling a set of bulls, and then you get to come in the afternoon and evaluate really, really high quality set of cattle. There's nothing that's more fun and not a better way to spend that day. This morning was sure reminded of a lot of things as we talked to those commercial guys that come up and down the aisle that were in there buying them bulls, and it's pretty obvious and pretty evident that those bulls they're not a cheap investment. And those guys know that. They also know without a doubt that half of the genetics in that calf crop lands right back in that herd bull. So they are really scrutinized, and it's very important that those dollars get spent wisely and they get spent on something that's going to last for a really long time. When we talk longevity, I think there's nothing more important than putting a good running gear under one that can cover a lot of miles. It's going to stay sound, going to cover a lot of cows, and also bulls that have some fleshing ability, have got some capacity, some depth to go ahead and keep them in shape when they're out working. I think, it just basically comes back to the basics, guys. And when we look up and down this lineup that's standing right here in front of me, y'all need to be very proud. This is a really, really high quality set of bulls. They're bulls that put a lot of things together. There's bulls out here that are darn sure going to be female makers, and there's bulls out here that are a little bit more terminal sire type of things. There is a need for all of them in both ends of the spectrum. You guys as bidders and buyers, you know what you need in your program. You have to raise the type and kind of cattle that you can sell, the type and kind of cattle that make you money and keep you in business for the long haul. There's not a bull out here that won't work in just about every situation. Some of them may work better in some situations than others, but they are all extremely good bulls standing in front of you. I would think that the sale tomorrow should be a hot one when you got quality that's like this. And as a state association, you really need to be proud of the type and kind of cattle that you can gather up to have a sale like this. It's neat to be able to show off the public high quality genetics like this. Give these guys another round of applause. I'm going to go select you a champion and a reserve.
Your grand champion bull is lot number 27, TLC Fight Night 1025F ET. reserve champion bull is lot number 21 with Nolan's Cruiser G12. That concludes our show today. Want to thank everybody. Have fun tonight at the banquet and look forward to a great sale here tomorrow afternoon.